Greetings, it is I, the Necrofessor, your humble interdimensional plague doctor. And today, I'ma show you how to make one of these. A ticking time bomb. With very basic materials. Yes, the ticking time bomb. A humble image of imminent doom. Back in the day when all you had to do was just tie some government tributary to some railroad tracks or take a local moon hostage. The ticking time bomb was a tried and true method of going kablooey to your enemies. And I'm gonna show you how to make one. I'm gonna show you how I made this one, and then you could... Anyway, let's get started.
Alright, you're gonna bust out your tubes that you've been hoarding. These are paper towel rolls. And I found this cool alarm clock at a thrift store, but it's got this dumb YouTube logo on the front of it. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I wonder if I can... Oh, hopefully that's not a foreboding potent of things to come. I'm just gonna crack this open, and then I'm gonna put all the small bits into a little tray so I don't accidentally smack them across the room. I'm assessing expertly the 4 nuts and screws that I have to disassemble. Oh, I'm gonna take that part out. We don't need that right now. And just slowly begin to disassemble the alarm clock. And I realize that not using my tweezers doesn't do the deed, so on to using the multi-tool. Use number 726 of a multi-tool of the day. And disassemble all the other smaller bits and put them together, and then put them aside for later. And I'm realizing that, I'm feeling pretty confident about taking apart this whole clock. Yeah, there goes the face. And all I'm going to do is just take a piece of paper and a little bit of Mod Podge matte, use as adhesive, and put it on there, and cover up that YouTube logo. Ta-da! Can't even notice. Take some watercolor, apply it on to the clock face. I'm realizing that the watercolor really isn't even adhering, so I got a bright idea of taking sand, paper, sanding sponge, and sanding all over it to give it some tooth so the pigment could adhere. Go on, add a bit of a darker color. And then I get the bright idea to add the heat gun to the mix, and then this was the moment that I realized that I messed up. Who knew that this stuff was actually made out of cheap plastic and not metal? Yeah, don't worry, I'll fix it. I mean, as long as the clock is actually still functioning, that's all that matters, right? Yeah, alright, cool, yeah, it's still a ticking time bomb. And go back in there. Oh, it looks like I seem to have broken the arm. Here, I'll just fix the other one. Oh, the other one's broken too. Just have to refit them back onto that little stem thing. Well, you just use my tweezers. Yeah, everything's going. I'm just gonna do it off camera. Don't worry about that. Everything's going fine. Just gonna disassemble the whole thing and just add a little bit of glue. Yeah, putting a piece of glue onto a moving clock face. That's exactly what I need to do. And I'm just going to expertly apply it to where it needs to go. And of course, I'm not gonna have too much glue on there. That would be. Oh wait, I'm just gonna dab that off. Don't worry about that part. And yes, everything is just going back together perfectly well. I'm gonna add a little bit more glue to this other hand, and it'll be exactly where it needs to go to be the perfect amount of adhesion. I can't believe things are going so well. And here I'm just gonna fit the clock second hand back into there, and oh, it's not functioning. Here, let me just pull it out a little bit, and oh, did I just break the second hand off?
No! God damn it, son of a motherfucking bitch!
Okay, I'm back. Oh, a bunch of gears.
Putting together clocks is hard.
Well, yeah, at least whenever I press this button, it makes the motor do that. That's kind of cool. Maybe I can use that. Well, first thing I need to do is just get rid of all these extra wires. I mean, we don't need those, do we? And then I proceed to just strip the wires and start crossing them together just to see what happens. Maybe I can get that motor to work if I crisscross the right wires together. Yeah, this is electrical engineering 101. Yeah, just start slapping things together, see what works. It's time to get that hot glue gun heated up, and I figured that now would be a good time to start putting holes into the body of this alarm clock. And would you be trying to drill a hole in here without get it setting the... Fine. I'll set the hole on my anvil. And then we'll see who gets drilled. Go back in there. Yeah, perfect. First try. Okay, yeah, and see, those extra holes are going to be used for adding extra wires. And then I take a thing and I ream the hole out so I don't shred my little flesh fingers with all the spare shrapnel that is now floating around inside of the clock. Yes, perfect. Everything's going according to plan. And then I decided to, scuff it up. Time to get it a little bit more weathered. And this is like some sort of a rasp, or I don't know, it's a cheese grater for lumberjacks or something. I'm not sure. But just get anything scuffy and begin the scuffication. Looking good. Oh yeah, don't forget the little bells. Now we're getting scuffy up in here. Yeah, scuff it. And you gotta clean up your little microplastics, you filthy little piggy. Comment down below if you're a filthy little piggy. Yeah, put on your gloves and your mask and your PPE and your EPP. And then I'm gonna use some Rust-Oleum black chalkboard spray paint and just go outside, and hopefully it won't be raining or acid raining long enough for you to get a little bit of paint on there. And feather it outside, pepper it with a little bit of black. Go back in there with the heat gun again, and then just start heating it up to dry it up quicker because I'm so impatient enough to where it starts actually burning my hand. And go in here, and then I just hot glue all that. And look, what's this weird little coil? We don't need that anymore. And then I'll just set it to about that time. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's maybe not a ticking clock anymore. This is some antiquing gel. It looks like doo-doo brown, and I laboriously apply it, and then I hit it with the heat gun again because I'm impatient enough to where I burn my hand again. And then I kind of just wipe it all off, and or not all of it. It's not. I don't forget the little bells.
Every time with the antiquing gel. Every single time.
Cleaning my hands a bit. I have now decided to change the camera angle ever so slightly. You cannot know my machinations. And I decided to reassemble the clock body, and I figured that would be about a good time to do it. A couple dabs of hot glue. Gotta clean the little stringy boogers of hot glue off, and then apply that inner spacer ring, which the LED light kind of shines through. By the way, this thing has a little LED light inside of it, which is kind of nifty. Maybe I can use it again. Oh, wait, did I cut all the wires? Maybe I did. No, okay, yeah. I didn't cut that wire. Yeah, see, I only cut the wires that I need to. I am a surgeon. Okay, and I continue reassembling everything together meticulously and expertly, and I do not drop that nut multiple times.
What was I talking about? Yes. The lobotomy.
We're back making these adjustments and putting the doohickey back in the thinglebobber. That is the head smacky bit on the bells. And I'm just going to make sure that the DC motor actually interacts with the dinglebobber. And it is sometimes not doing it. Okay, I'll figure that out later. See, put the nut back in there, and then we'll screw the little legs back in there, and then I add some bits of hot glue because I figured that would help retain things. I don't know. And I'll begin to finish reassembling the rest of the clock. I'll worry about weathering some more of it later, and get some various lengths of wire, and begin adding it around the clock to make it look like if you cut any of them, it'll make it go explode. So you gotta cut the right one.
And these are the assorted lengths of wire I used.
Yes, the inserting of the wires. That's what I'm doing. Did you know that? I mean, it was kind of self-explanatory. There's really nothing I could talk about here. What else do you want me to do? What do you want me to draw you a little picture of what I'm doing? I mean, I probably should. I could draw you a little picture, huh? A little picture? Maybe I draw you a little gross, little stupid little picture, huh? You want me to draw you a little picture of me inserting these wires, huh? Do ya, huh? Because I'm not.
You can do all kinds of things with something like this. You could make it as a prop for a play or a film. It makes a nice hat.
I'm sorry, I'm just actually bad at these voiceover things. I really don't know what I should be talking about, but I'm trying to reassemble things where the DC motor interacts with the doodly bobber as it slaps the bells. Man, it feels like I've just been, like, just blasting my mouth flaps this entire freaking time. Is this thing ever gonna slow down, or am I just... It feels like it's just getting faster and faster. Okay, I'm just gonna try and keep up. So, as you can see, I'm still finicking with it, but hey, I got it in there. And the best part, I can hit that switch, and the bell goes off. Now, fill up your tubes with some filler material, make it more sturdy. And you can use just, I don't know, whatever's lying around. Plastic, paper, plastic. Now prepare for some real graphic design is my passion action as I expertly recreate a dynamite looking label with minimal effort and cognizance, and it's fairly easy. Anyone can do it with a favorite non-pirated version of Photoshop and a printer that eats up all the red. And we're back. And what you want to do is cut it to size and get it ready to wrap around the rolls. Wrap around the rolls. Good, good, yes. I like it when you do that thing that I know you're about to do. Okay, yeah, good. It matches the fit test. And take a little piece of clear tape just to attach it to the tube for now. And we're going to be adding a bunch of glue. Well, Mod Podge. We're going to Mod Podge it. We're going to podge all over the thing. Have you ever podged something that you shouldn't? Yeah, I have. Alright, now you want to, work out them wrinkles. And maybe add some extra wrinkles. I don't know. You do you. And then I add a that's the word. Eat. It's what's drawing it. Here's another fancy camera angle of me doing the exact same thing. Ooh, I actually filmed this on location in the Vatican. Now you're going to want to get some string. This is some fancy string. It's actually a garbage string. Yeah, I don't know, but it was just lying around and I happen to have it. And it looks old-timey, which will do the trick. But feel free to use all kinds of other stuff. Use wire, use cable, use extension cord. Yeah, just rip it off your TV and just use that. No one's going to stop you. And I'm stuffing the tube, folding the tube, I'm origamiing the tube. Kind of get a rough idea of what it looked like. You know, the old dynamite sticks, they were all kind of like folded and bent inward like that, and I'm sure you can do a better job if you had just the smallest a bit more patience than me. But look, I'm in a hurry here, so I gotta get this thing down. So, think about it. What would you do if you had a time bomb like this? Think about it. Think about it. Open your mind. Unleash your brain. Continuing forth. Yeah, that looks like a stick of dynamite. We're getting there. Ugh. The squishy, slimy feeling of progress oozes all over me. It's kind of like a little squirrel's coughing. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of speeding things up. Stuff it and fold it. I realize that some of the numbers and stuff are not that visible on that one. But hey, that's fine. Just keep making some more of them, and if you stack them all together, no one's gonna know that they're not totally a stick of dynamite. They're gonna be like, whoa, is that a stick of dynamite? Is that real? Whoa, is that totally real? And you're gonna be like, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, don't try me. Don't mess with me. You have no idea what I am capable of. You think I can do this with just paper towel rolls? Think of what I could do with the real thing. That's probably why I'm not allowed around explosives. Not ever since, last time. Anyway, so this is that antiquing gel again, and I slather it liberationally across the... God, what is that word?
So you're getting attacked by a bear, be like, don't make me use this. Don't make me use this. Bears instinctively know what a ticking time bomb looks like. Because of what will be forever known as the incident of 1863.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I was doing a voiceover. You see what I'm doing here. I'm kind of making it look more weathered on its butt ends. Nope, here goes that choking squirrel again. Hot gluing them together now to kind of, glue them together. I want them to all kind of sit in such a way to where they, looks like a nice stack. Looks like that iconic stack. That's why I made 4 of them, because I wasn't quite sure if I needed 4. But I knew I needed at least 3. The cool thing about this little project...
you could use it as a baby shower gift. You could use it as a funeral present. You could use it as a surprise clown dissemination day.
Before I was so rudely interrupted by myself, yes, I'm stacking the dynamite in such a way to where it looks kind of good. I want the clock to be kind of leaning up against it, but the clock is still visible, if that makes sense. I'm gonna cram some more hot glue into all the nooks and crannies, and hopefully that'll hold it in place a little bit more. Yeah, looking pretty nifty. Uh-oh, that might be a little bit visible. We'll weather it out. Aha, this is my brilliant magnet attaching method. Just slapping some electrical tape on it. Because whenever you see a stack of dynamite, it's like it's taped together.
You could use it to insert into a orifice.
Now, you could really use any sort of tape, but electrical tape. Have you ever used black masking tape? It's out there. It's like my favorite of the masking tapes. It's so goth. I'm attaching the twiny string fuse bits together. I realized I had a little bit too much. And now I'm attaching a wire to the string to make it look like it could be like electrically triggered. Oops, probably wrap that in there. That could be electrically detonated. Think about if you were making your own time bomb. You wouldn't want a bunch of superfluous wires and gizmos all over it, where if anybody messed with it, it would have all these sort of redundancies, which would set it off regardless. That's why you don't want to mess with it. Makes it more dangerous. This magnet method is looking pretty good. I think it's actually starting to come together. A nice slabathering of some more weathering gel, and you apply that laboriously.
I know there's such things that only your priest will allow.
And, I even apply to the front of the... Oh my god, words. What is that word? Liberally? Liberally? Is it liberally? Laboriously. I'm sorry. Look, I am not firing on all cylinders today, but I'll figure out that word, and I'm never going to live it down. And I know I'm not going to re-record this. I'm doing it right the first time. Everyone, you know what the word is. Have you ever had, like, a scenario where a word doesn't make any sense the more you say it? Or maybe you just haven't said it in a while.
This is the reason they kicked me out of the clergy.
Well, that makes absolutely 0 sense. No, just me. Okay, well, never mind. As you can see, I'm adding some more weathering to the clock face and the dial, and even weathering the magnets a little bit. The mixture is brown and black paint.
like looking spirit things. Look, they're like a snake, but they're also a ghost. I don't know. Snake ghost.
Adding some more black paint upon the butt of the dynamite sticks. Yeah, I could have done a little bit better job. But, you know, I'm in a hurry.
Here, let me adjust you real fast. Okay. Alright, and that, my friends, is how you make a ticking time bomb. Now, it does have some drawbacks. It's not a real ticking time bomb, as you can see. It's more of a, let's say, a decoy for the real time bombs that you have hiding in the back. This will certainly make the message clear. What's that message? Oh, hello, who is that? Oh, it's your doom? For you, it will certainly strike fear into the colon of any of your enemies. Connection method via the magnets could be a little bit better. I'm sure you have a more clever way of doing it than I would. But I did walk away with a couple of features. One thing, I can make it light up on the inside, which is kind of neat. I don't know why I would do that, but I can do it! And I can also do this! Yeah, I still thought the bomb was gonna go off, even though this isn't real. Do it. I don't know why this thing fought me the entire time. My hands were completely filthy the entire time, covered in glue, in paint, in viscous fluids of unknown origin. All the materials were fighting against me, and it was just a race against time, and everything was falling apart. And finish this thing. And you will learn from my mistakes, and do this in record time. And if you think that I would finish this video without thanking the Patreon Plague Squad, then you would be wrong! It is because of these fine, esteemed plague doctors that I am able to continue the good work. I'll probably throw up the printout of the dynamite sticks on the Patreon thing, just cause if you want to make a dynamite stick out of a paper towel roll. I don't know, I ain't the boss of ya! Want to see other stuff, get free swag, and exclusive things that you will find nowhere else in the verse, then you know where to go to. Anyway, I'm going to work on my real doomsday. Wait a second, there's a button over here that I haven't seen yet. What does that button do?